Alright, here's where I'm at after about 2 hours of working. Got 4 pieces I gotta find on this guy. This is it's taken me about I don't know, 10 minutes or so to find these last few pieces. I just placed 2 of them, about 20 minutes there. So you think it would go easy. I only got 4 pieces left, and as you can see on this guy, I've got a couple spots here, a spot there. Here's a broken spot, but they don't fit in perfectly. Now I got the ends. Let's see if I can pick this up without breaking it. I like down here how it comes down, it loops, comes up. This is what I saw sticking out of the bank. This little loop here. This went all into the side of the bank. Some of it was exposed. That's why it's in pretty good shape. Mother Nature cleaned this part. But I dug in and got all the end pieces out of this guy. And normal with these bryozoan colonies, what you find is you find rounded masses on one side and like chimneys on the other. So it would draw the water in from one side of the colony, filter out the nutrients, and then expel it out there, what I call them chimneys. Here's the other side. You can see where they would draw all the water in like a sponge, and then they would shoot them out the chimneys out the side. And down here it just kind of loops around, makes a complete circuit. So I've been working it for, like I said, 2 hours. Got 4 pieces left. I'm gonna try to put these on, and when I'm done I'll have it displayed. I'll put it on a stand, and I'll show you what it looks like. And then hopefully it won't take me 2 hours to find these last 4 pieces. It's quite heavy, but it's a neat thing. I mean, these were the coral reefs of the day. These branching bryozoans. They're calcareous exoskeletons. They're preserved nicely. These bryozoans I find today look like jelly in the freshwater lakes around here in the Finger Lakes. And these guys, this is actually a rather small colony. I've seen a lot larger. There was a bigger one nearby, but it had a lot of missing pieces that after the spring thaw, the water just washed them away. So I mean I can probably assemble half the colony, but this guy was laying there and he looked like he was pretty complete. So like I said, I'll do my best, put this guy together, I'll have him displayed, and I'll show you the end result. In 2 hours putting this together, that's a record for me. It's taken me many hours to do the other specimens, the other 8 or 9 I have in my collection. And what I'll do is, at the end, when this is put together, I'll show you all the other specimens together. And they're like glued puzzles. Hopefully they'll never fall apart. Some of them are heavy and I have to keep them in a tray. Can't stand them up. Show you what they look like in life. There's just too much to it. But this is what I got so far. I hope you enjoy it. And stay tuned. Later today I'll have this whole thing back together, hopefully. Alright, thanks. See you soon. Okay, so I'm back with my bryozoan colony. It's all assembled. Here it is, right in the middle. One little piece here. This guy didn't fit in. I suspect that it goes over here. On this section, there's a broken piece. And this is one of those vents, chimneys to the colony. Thought I grabbed everything, but apparently I missed something. But as far as my bryozoan colonies go, this one is pretty darn complete. All the other pieces are there. The round nub parts, all the little vents, this little pipe at the end here, this little guy here that connects the whole system. And these animals, these colonies of bryozoans, are almost like a digestive and respiratory system in one. That's all they have. They have no head, have no heart, nothing else going on. Just drawing water in, having it going around, and then excreting the waste. And here's my other colonies. This one I'm working on. This one here is pretty neat. Thought I'd bring them all out to show you. It's not complete. These were worn off a long time ago, but it's got one of these vents right here at the end. And here's a good view of it. I like that. It's call this the alien bryozoan. This one back here actually won a contest on a fossil website, and this one here is a bulky one, a massive one. It's not branching, but again draws the water in through here, and then you got the vents down here where it excretes. This one, little thin one, stands up pretty good on a display stand. And this one is a heavy duty, very heavy. The more you glue to it, the heavier it gets and falls apart on its own weight. So I just leave it in a tray. This little guy I found last summer, laying on top of a formation. All the little pieces just laying there, and I picked them all up, brought them home, and believe it or not, see all the little pieces to it? This little guy took a lot longer to put together than this big guy. So here's all my bryozoan colonies. I got a couple out in the barn that are for future work, and I've sold one. Now this isn't something that you do all the time. This is years of work. This is years of collecting. So they're not just laying around for anyone to pick up. And you got to get at the right place at the right time, because these are coming out of the side of a very active stream that flows year round, and pieces can be washed away. And you don't want that to happen like this guy here. I'll go back and I'll look for that little missing piece here, and it'll display nice. I have a little bryozoan man. I have a display casing in there. I have a shelf just dedicated to bryozoans. Now the day I found this, yesterday, it was a day of bryozoans. I'll show you some more that I found. Let me pull them over. Here's a colony of them. Let me move this guy before he gets hurt. Doesn't this guy look like kind of like a little bonsai tree? There's other bryozoans on them. Bryozoans on bryozoans. But this was laying near this stream as well. Just washed down from the hillside. This is a massive bryozoan colony. Different species, of course, than these branching kind. This is a lacy kind. But it's all bryozoan. This whole chunk of rock is nothing but bryozoan. You can see some of the detail there. This is just one hunk. I couldn't leave it there. It has this broken part where it probably broke out of the formation, but it makes for a pretty neat base. See? So that's how I'll display that. Okay, let me put that back. Another bryozoan I found that was neat is it actually growing on top of a horned coral. Here's the heliophyllum, the horned coral, and this broke off a long time ago. But you got this bryozoan on top, little spirifer. This whole colony growing on top of it, which kind of makes it look a little bit like an ice cream cone. Bryozoan cone. I love finding these guys. I'm sure the horned coral was dead, sticking in the bottom of the ocean floor. Bryozoan found a nice perch to be off the muddy bottom and just grew right on top of this horned coral. But you can see here, this broken part broke off a long time ago. There's one broken piece right there. which is fairly fresh. But you know, most of the colony's there. I think it's cool. I like them. And last, let me move this project here. Okay. This is a mat that I've been finding quite a bit over the years. It erodes out differently. I found a rare brittle star in this part, and a yet to be described crinoid. But this is a bryozoan mat that grows in the shale, and as you can see, it's got all kinds of these little branching bryozoans throughout, and this rock is hard, almost like a limestone, because it's just packed with bryozoans. I found some rare trilobites on this trip, and a couple other neat things, but it was all about the bryozoans on this outing. So there's my colony put back together. It took me 3.5, not quite 4 hours to put this guy back together, and one of the fastest ones I had to put together. And this is how he's with his whole family. Found it all in the same locality, same stream, same horizon, Middle Devonian of New York. So that's it. That's my bryozoan colony. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll try to do this again sometime. I searched the whole stream. I couldn't see anything else that I could dig out this year. But if I do, I'll be sure to make another video. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and happy collecting. Good luck.